Dear Amora, I know that you are feeling low today, and I know that you are struggling to find the reason to why you are feeling this way. You have made some important choices for yourself and for your life to prioritize your values and your happiness. You have in a way started a new life, leaving behind what was no longer serving you. And so that makes it even harder for you to understand or to find a reason, because what's not to feel great about? So doing what is right for you and choosing what makes you feel good can make it even more difficult and down to have uninspired days like these, because you think that there should be nothing standing in between you and the happiness you deserve, as you have made these choices for yourself. So looking for a reason and asking questions about it will only make you feel worse. Please don't waste your precious energy on doing that. Remember what you have learned, that these days are also important for your well-being. These days are what makes you know and see what you really want your days to feel like. These days allow you to remember what are the important values and feelings you want to fill your life with. And especially in your new line of work and passion, it's important to remember and acknowledge to yourself and to those you interact with that happiness isn't just about smiling and laughing and getting what you want all the time. People will experience contrast. You will experience contrast. So remember that happiness is also about knowing how to let down days be down days without digging yourself down. Instead, let yourself feel better and benefit from calling bad days for contrasting experiences. Because only by facing darkness will you remember to turn on the light. Out of contrast comes aha moments and inspirations, and new ideas begin to emerge. Contrast is what allows you to get clearer on what the opposite is, what you want instead. It is what drives you, what motivates you, what inspires you to move forward and to want new things and new experiences. After all, contrast is what finally led you to make these life-changing choices for yourself, isn't it? Isn't it what made you finally see what was no longer serving you and choosing to leave it behind for good? Now, remember that time you watched that TV show on Netflix called The Good Place? The one where it seems that after people die, they come to the good place where everything they want and long for can be theirs in just a second. But as it turns out, it's really the bad place in disguise. Because the people there get so drained and empty when they realize there is nothing left to desire, to look forward to. And there's no longer a reason to wish for and to experience the joyful anticipation that comes from wanting something so badly and dreaming about someday you might have it. So know that these days are important too. If you had everything you wanted, feelings included, all at once, you wouldn't really feel good at all. You would be in the bad place. And can you remember those days when you were feeling so ill? How the contrasting experience made you long for the days where you could wake up and not immediately be reminded that you have a body because you feel sick or pain or discomfort somewhere. Remember how you would dream of being able to walk to the office without having to take a break halfway because you were so tired. And remember what happened slowly but surely once you stopped focusing on your illness and started letting it be, deciding to notice the small things that still felt good to you. How you started to get a little better day by day when doing that. And see where you are today. How you are now so grateful of your health. After all those contrasting years of being sick, that you choose to walk even if the rain is pouring down outside. How all of those days spent in bed because you had to has made you appreciate getting up early in the morning just because you can. Those years were important to you because they made you appreciate the small things you used to take for granted, and today you are happier and a healthier person because of it. I know that you are tired and confused as to why you are feeling tired, since you thought you'd be bursting of energy after making the right choices for you and starting a new life by doing what you're passionate about. But do understand this. Those major life choices and changes, even though they can be decided in just a second, take some time to internalize in your whole system of body, mind, and spirit. For most of your life, you had different thoughts and a different picture on what your life was supposed to look like, because you were looking at the ones around you instead of listening to your own desires. Know that a sprout has grown in you, slowly but steadily, and now the roots are stronger within you than what can be seen from the outside. And you needed some time to shed the leaves of other people's thoughts and beliefs about what life is supposed to look like, didn't you? The only thing that makes you tired is not the contrast itself, but your resistance towards it. You know that when you plant a seed, it takes some time before you see the growth on the surface. Because in the beginning, it's the rooting that takes time. And so it may seem for a while like it's standing still, but you know how much growth and evolving is happening beneath the surface. Don't forget that you are part of nature too. And everything in nature has its season. The rooting season, the sprouting season, the shedding season, and the resting season. And each one is just as important. If you take away just one of them, the plant won't make it. So you are not standing still. You have shedded. And right now it's springtime, and you are in the in-between phase of resting and regrowing. Allow nature to be natural without asking questions. Nature knows its way. Trust the process, don't resist it. And know that in no time you have regrown stronger and in brighter colors. And you will know it was all because of this process.